Hi everyone and welcome to this video on the parts of a newspaper. Newspapers are serial publications on current events. They are a mass medium and have a universal appeal as they cater to all types of content including politics, entertainment, business, lifestyles, sports and so on. Newspapers can be divided in terms of circulation, frequency, size and their target audience. Circulation means how many people is it able to reach. Frequency means how often it is printed and distributed, like daily newspapers, weekly newspapers, monthly newspapers. Size refers to the dimensions of the newspaper, such as tabloid, Berliners, or broadsheets. There are also newspapers that are geared towards specific audiences, such as business newspapers, sports newspapers, and entertainment newspapers. The front page of a newspaper is the most important page. It contains the most important news stories of the day, as well as newspaper's name, logo, and masthead. The flag is a small box at the top of the front page that contains the newspaper's name, logo, and the date. Editorial details such as the date and volume are also usually located on the front page. The arrangement of articles on the front page and inside of the newspapers highlight how much value is placed by the newspaper on a certain news item. The most important news stories are usually placed on the front page and above the fold, which is the crease in the middle of the newspaper. Some newspapers have an index, skybox, and teasers. The index is a list of articles in the newspaper and the pages on which they can be found. The skybox is a small box having visuals. Teasers are short advertisements for stories that are published on other pages of the newspaper. Newspapers also contain display ads, which are aesthetically pleasing and add to the overall visual representation of the newspaper along with photographs. Display ads are usually placed by large businesses as the cost of placing an ad in print is too high for small businesses. Now let's get to the parts of an article. The parts of an article include headline, subheadline, byline, dateline, lead paragraph, body, page jumps, and the conclusion. The headline is the title of the article and is usually printed in large bold font. The subheadline is a smaller headline that is used to provide additional information about the main headline. The byline is the author's name and is usually located below the headline. The dateline is a line of text at the beginning of the article that indicates the location where the story was reported. The lead paragraph is the first paragraph of the article and summarizes the most important information in the story. The body of the article contains the details of the news events, including quotes from various sources. Page jumps indicate the continuation of the article on another page. Then we have a concluding paragraph which summarizes the article. We also have photographs. They are an important visual element of newspapers. Each photograph is usually accompanied by a dateline, description, and credit. This is called the cut line. It is important to give credit in pictures to identify the source and uphold integrity. Then we have the editorial pages that are an important part of a newspaper. They contain editorials, opinions, editorial cartoons, letters to the editor, and editorial details. Editorials are the newspaper's stance on current important events. They are the only piece of writing without a byline, and they can be multiple editorials depending on the newspaper's format. They are written by the editorial desk. Opinions are articles written by experts who express their opinion on issues from their respective fields, such as education, human rights, political analysis, and so on. Editorial cartoons are usually using satire to visually communicate some of the most burning issues. Every day, there is supposed to be one editorial cartoon. Letters to the editor are the concerns of a common man. These pieces could include comments on newspaper articles or any other concerns that citizens feel need to be shared with the wider public or brought to public discourse. Editorial details on the editorial page how to reach the editor, who the editor is, and other publication information. Then op-eds usually have pull-out quotes, which are the most powerful quotes extracted from within the text and made prominent, so the readers immediately know the frame of mind of the writer. Newspapers are also divided into sections such as sports, city pages, and business sections. The classified section is the advertisement section. Here the ads are text oriented and by small companies or personal advertisements regarding the sale and rent of properties or automobiles, tuitions, public notices, matrimonials, etc. When reading a newspaper, it is important to pay attention to the headlines, subheadlines, and bylines to get a sense of the most important news stories of the day. You should also read the editorial pages to learn about the newspaper's stance on current events. Newspapers are an important source of information and entertainment. By understanding the different parts of a newspaper, you can get most out of this valuable resource. When evaluating a news story, it is important to consider the source of information, the author's credentials, and the evidence presented to support the claims made in the story. You should also be aware of your own biases and try to be objective in your assessment of the story.